I see Bam coming down the hill over there. He decided since these ladies were talking so much, he'd come in. And let's see what it looks like this morning. It got in there a ways. Of course, that's running from where the gutter leaks like a sieve. It doesn't go into the gutter. So, nice, toasty, 42-degree June morning. And I don't know what all we got for rain, actually. I didn't look at the rain gauge this morning. I just looked at the temp on the way out the door. As of last night, we had a total of 3 tenths for the month of June. Keeping in mind that we had just shy of 2 tenths. What? We had 1900s before yesterday's rain. So, hey, wow, we beat a 1/4 inch for June. Normal June should be anywhere between 3 inches and 6 inches. And you know how May was, not even 3/4 of an inch. So between the two, we got just over an inch, right? Yeah, 1 inch. 1 inch and 1/10 of an inch or something like that. Tahoe thinks I'm going to give him something this morning, which I am. Usually give them a little bit of the grain that the cows get. Since they've been eating that anyway, sometimes if they're over here, I'll give it to them over here. Otherwise, I'll give it to them with the cows over there. And I'm kind of stalling to give Bam a chance to get up, which he is just almost through the feed barn now. Cows are running. They think I'm going to forget them. I not forget them. So, feed and go see if I can get some lines flushed after I get a chain on the suction line. Hopefully get Traveler up there moving today. I mean, you know, we needed to get the pasture harrowing done, needed to get the shit out of the pasture. Didn't really need to be out there in the rain, which, you know, we missed most of that. But my coat is still wet from yesterday. And the dogs, yeah, they're just dogs. I hope that little drippy drip right now isn't the sign of things to come. If you remember, we put a new piece in there. And, you know, the big problem last year was the piece that screws onto the end of this pipe. The thread stripped, so when it get going, it suddenly goes kerthump because it pushed everything apart. I still don't like that seal setup. I really don't. But we're going to see what happens. Go down and turn the pump on. And I'm just going to stand here and watch it for a minute. See if I get soaking wet. I think before she turns the pump on, I'll put it back in gear, simply because if it is spewing everywhere, I really don't want to have to get in the middle of it. Not that it's that cold out, but it ain't that warm either. And now water's cold. Coming up here, it was trying to rain. But as for it'd be nice to have one of them fancy things on the pump, have it hooked to my phone and turn it on or turn it off. Hope everything stays hooked up. We really haven't had too much trouble with these pipes staying hooked. Usually it'll either blow off there or blow out down there. If it does, it's because the rubber's rolled in there. You can't see it once it's in, and the rubbers are shrunk, so they go in hard anyway, so you don't notice it. Do 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 do. No, earlier when I had to ever go turn the pump on to flush the line out, $3 came across the bottom over there and across the lane. And I kind of figured they went back there to probably munch on that bale of hay for the heifers. Well, that was some nasty looking water when it came through, but oh, and she's probably going to tell me that the gauge down there has a drip on it, which I know. Well, gosh, so far this is looking promising. If you can hear that or not. You don't drain these things out. As long as the metal parts don't have water in them for the winter, they're fine. So, you know, every wrap on that, the top half's empty. That's why it makes so much noise. But we're not turning the turbine yet. I may have it too freaking slow too. Better turn. That's the other bad thing. It's not like you can check them until you're going. And we have water at the other end. And it is not spewing. We had clear water coming out before. That's looks like we're pumping a lagoon. We don't even have a lagoon. And it's probably because having to dig out for the suction line. That'd be my guess. And just shy of 100 pounds, and you're supposed to have over 100 for the turbine to work right. But I think we can live with that little drip. We'll find out when it starts turning, though. Oh, come on. Uh-oh, now I did it. That should have been off. There we go. Yeah, looks like I'm going to turn it on a little more than we usually run it. It's supposed to have a speed sensor. Readout it's supposed to be here. Pickup goes there to pick up off. There's a sprocket on the end of that, just for the pickup. And all that was toast. And it's supposed to tell you how many feet per minute you're pulling in. And when we did all the figuring, if my mark was lined up, it's like a foot a minute or something. I don't remember. But we don't want it moving real fast. We want to leave the water down, get it soaked in good. Be a little different if we were on crop ground, but we're not on crop ground. We're on pasture. The only place it ends up being an issue is when all the water runs down through there. Oh yeah, and Becky's sitting over there waiting for me, so I guess I don't have to walk all the way back in. But like I said, I'm liking that. Just having a little drip like that ain't bad at all. So I'll just say thank you, Tom, for making me the new part that's not aluminum, so it doesn't strip out so quickly. I don't know if you can see it or not, but about 2 feet in from this end of the bridge, those are some orange-bellied swallows.
No, they're orange, white cross.
Oh, orange and white crossed. Yeah, we do have a few of those. And Ty says she counted 6 of them in that nest, and they're just too big to fit anymore. And from here you can really see how much that bridge is sunk on the other end. Yeah, gotta love that. Anyway, thought we'd show you that. Oh, I don't know if you can see it or not. All I can see is the post next to me. The main line up there. Little squirt coming up. I didn't see that when I was walking over to Becky and I got squirted. A little pinhole. But hey, we're watering. Guys, they're all worried about me falling in. I'm up here. I am worried them weeds. We gotta do something about that, but we can't do anything about those stupid weeds in there while we're irrigating. So we'll kill the pasture off. There are things you can use legally. And that's something we need to do. And I need to find my coat. It's cooling off again. Well, Brooke brought Blakely out again. We were all in here doing stuff for a few minutes. It's time for seat covers. This one goes on that bike. that one goes on this bike. Both seat covers are laying up there. And I don't know why they need a new seat cover. It kind of matched this, and that was tore in there quite a ways. So a little bit of cab glue and stuck that back together. And I fixed the stapler. It didn't like to return, so you'd have to hit it here really hard to get it to catch. I figured out why. It's been that way the whole time I know of it. The catch that catches the piece in there, the piece would drop down too low and it couldn't catch it again. So about where my fingernail is, there's a 1/4-inch washer laying in there between the pad piece that it hits down against and this piece that's right here. Gives it that much clearance, but lets it catch when it goes down. That's the stapler we need, because that's the one that throws the right size staples. And that long staple is out of that one. It's kind of weird because the cover is on the foam and then it's stapled from the base into the foam, I guess. I don't know. Ty hasn't got it apart yet. You know, on these you get the cover wrapped around and you staple into the base. You can see where the staples were. We've done a few of these, never done one like that one before. But anyway, it started raining and everybody says, let's go to the trailer while we can. So I think Becky walked over before it got too bad. And Tyler and Brooke and Blakely just jumped in Brooke's pickup and went over and left me here. So it's getting lighter again. But oh, here's what I like though. Looking out at that Traveler and not seeing water spraying everywhere on this end of it. And yes, I was nice when I got up here. I called Tom. He's having a Monday, but not a bad Monday yet. Just a very busy Monday. And by the way, yeah. And Bam's group is all huddled underneath those dead cedars up there. I told him that his part worked a lot better than the factory part. So that made his Monday anyway. Made mine too. I think I'll grab my coat and see how wet I get. I told you she was here. I finished my lunch, so I get to hold her for a bit. And she's sleeping so nicely.
Is it good? Hardly any size hail.
It just let up. There's some hail in there, lots of rain. Oh, it's going to hit hard again. My phone app says that we're supposed to have drizzle right now. But when you look at the radar shows us underneath a big spot of really, really, really dark red. It's only going to let up for a couple minutes because it's coming again. I made it over here between showers, sort of. I looked at the rain gauge on the way out of the house. We had 3 tenths for the month of June this morning. Yeah, this last little bit has gotten us 2 full tenths, so that was quite a bit. Yeah, well, actually I shouldn't say 2 full tenths. We're like, I don't know, a couple hundredths from having a half an inch now. That was some pretty good freaking serious stuff. I thought Ty was in here, but I think she's hiding because the roof's dripping again. I'm not sure what she's doing here. Well, I know because these staples go through this way. But there was a deal on there. Now there's not. And I guess I'm going to get stuck working on this one. Gotta say, there's a reason I don't have an upholstery shop. F this shit. But I just finished this one seat. I know I pinched my pinky finger and my index, and the best one's underneath that Band-Aid. This is a good stapler, but when that comes all the way down, it'll get you here. I've known that for years. Some of these staples, one side's going in, the other side's not. And yeah, maybe there's more staples than there needs to be. These went in pretty good. But, right next to them, there's staples that didn't. And I am holding that down as tight as I can with one hand while squeezing with the other. Yeah, that's how good they're doing. And you can't take a hammer and knock those in afterwards either. It does not work. So that's the ugly side. A little rinky here. There's actually a lot more pulled over on this side than the other side. They stitch it and it's all pulled over. And I don't know how to get that any better. Still a little spot there where it was missing a little foam, but that's better than it could have been. Little foldies on the corners, which you expect because, you know, it's not actually formed to fit. I'll steal the one off my mom's bike because it is formed to fit. I don't know where it came from though. But this is off Ron's bike. We're going to say it's done. You know, that one there ain't. It's in, but it ain't doing. Oh, here. Hey, see, I'll let you look at it too. It's in. I don't know how long. Video I watched, the guy was using an air-powered staple gun. And of course, he didn't show a whole lot that I watched, you know, after going halfway through a video and not really seeing anything I wanted to see. I just kind of went, well, gee, dude, yeah, it looks nice when you got it finished, but I would like to have seen what you did to make it pretty. Anyway, I think Thailand just ordered an air-powered staple gun because, you know, my hand hurts. I don't need that. But, you know, this one's put together this way, which is how I've always seen them. On Becky's, it's a little different. This is wrapped around on the foam. And I guess it's, yeah, there's a staple there. I think it's stapled to the foam. And, you know, that's all foam. Then the foam is nailed, stapled, to here from the back side. There's all kinds of, in fact, a whole row of holes here. Like maybe it had been done before, but Becky's dad was the original owner of that bike, and he'd never had it redone. And they are short little buggers. Find a hole there. You can see that. That's what's in it. Give you a little comparison. And in the Honda, that's what's in it. I kind of wonder, those go through so far. You wonder why you don't get poked, especially like, you know, in the thigh and the groin, because you sit up on this part of the seat and you got that long. You can see where they sit there and got out and rubbed, tore the shit out of it. But I think we're gonna tackle this other one with a different gun, and I'm hoping that the cover for it wraps around the plastic and not just like that. And I forgot I got to put the rubbers back on Ron's. He might appreciate that. Well, we might appreciate that too. We're the one using it. Well, it only looks too bad. It looks better than it did. Well, Traveler's moving. I actually sped it up a little bit. Went out and looking for gophers. Since the good shower we had, there was like 4 of them out there where Bam's group is that all were already done working because the dirt was dry. Only dry dirt's down a little ways, not very far, but you know, if they're wet on top, you know they aren't fresh. And I went and checked the Traveler, and it just hasn't moved quite far enough yet. It seemed like it was going pretty slow, even though I'm probably a 1/4 inch farther on the adjustment. So I bumped it a little more. It should be in the morning. We got it going about 10 o'clock, I guess, somewhere in there. And it should be in before that, maybe. we'll see. And then I went through the gate there by the bridge and went back and checked the heifers, made sure they're all there. I think I counted right. I counted 14 total, so 13 heifers in one bull. And I got up here just in time because it was raining. But on the plus side, where I put that bale of hay down there for those heifers, there's a few down there working on them right now. See if we can zoom you in so you can see. Yeah. And there's 6 gophers down in that piece. Well, most of them were done, but guess what? I found one on the coming back. I thought he was done. Oh no, he poked his head up. So he's resting peacefully now. And since this little shower blew over, I'm going to check the gophers out here and then go in. When this was the horses' pasture and equipment, we never had gophers in here. But now that the horses aren't stomping on it all the time, there's gophers. So anyway, that was the day. It was a pretty good day, I guess. Could have been a lot worse. Could have been a little better, but anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you had a good Monday and hope everybody has a great Tuesday.